Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a bit of a look at the Westpac online trading platform and trying to figure out how to sell a stock. Okay, I've had a few questions coming up on a couple of my videos on how to sell a stock. It's pretty self-explanatory, but today we're going to be breaking it down, super easy steps. We'll touch on just quickly how to buy a stock and then we'll focus more on how to sell a stock. Finding the timing on when to sell a stock, that's the tricky part. We're not going to be discussing that in great detail in this video. We're just going to be focusing on how to sell a particular stock or ETF if you're wanting to sell out of that position. And we're going to be using the Westpac online trading platform as an example. But this can be taken across any other trading platforms that you use, especially in Australia and New Zealand. They're all very similar. So if you use ASB in New Zealand, or if you're using CommBank in Australia, or ANZ, or whatever the particular trading platform, they're all very similar. So you can take the knowledge that you'll learn from this video and take it into any other sort of trading platform as well. If you've got any questions or anything I covered off on today, guys, drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to help you out. With that said, let's jump into today's video. Alright guys, so I'm over on my Westpac online investing platform here, and today we're going to be talking about how to sell either an ETF or shares in a particular company. We're not going to be breaking down why you should be selling or anything like that. I may make another whole video on reasons why you may want to sell or not want to sell. But let's say for whatever reason you're wanting to sell, liquidate some of your position in order to pay a bill or something along those lines. So what we're going to do, it's very similar to buying a trade, but today we're going to be selling. I've had a few people ask in the comments and a few questions, how do I sell? So that's what, like I said, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to open up trading and we're going to go place order. And this is very similar across all platforms, are very similar to this. But like I said, for today's example, we're using Westpac online. But if you were trading on the ASB securities in New Zealand or through CommBank or ANZ or something similar, very similar sort of layout. But like I said today, we're using the Westpac. So we're going to scroll down here like we were going to buy a equity or a ETF. So rather than buy, we're going to be clicking this little tab here that says sell. So here we need to write in the ticker code. So we need to know whatever the particular company or ETF is that we're going to sell today. We need to know what that ticker code is. Usually it's a 3-letter symbol. Today we are going to be selling VAS, which is Vanguard Australian Shares ETF units. By no means is this a recommendation or anything like that, but this is a great ETF that tracks the Australian index, tracks the top 300 companies and has minimal management fees coming in at 0.1%. So not a bad ETF if you're wanting to exposure to the Australian share market. So let's say that we're wanting to sell either our whole position or maybe part of our position. So we type in the code there. And then we see here over to the right, this is actually just confirms whatever it was. So hang on a minute, maybe I've made the code wrong. That wasn't what I was trying to sell. So that just also sort of pops up to confirm that it is what you're trying to sell. Then we need to put the quantity in or the value. Today we're just going to be looking at the quantity. So let's say you needed $2,000, then you just put $2,000 in there worth, or if you wanted to sell out your whole position, then whatever that may be. But today we're just going to say we're selling 20 units of VAS. So we put 20 in there. Now here, this is the tricky part. This is depending on if you need to sell it like right now, or if you want to get a particular price. This is where you sort of come in with that. So if we scroll down here, down to the bottom right here, we can see this is what it's currently trading at 1:40 p.m. Wednesday, 31st of March. So there's the code VAS. The current bid is 88.3 cents. The offer is 88.32, and the last was 88.3. So that's what the last trade was. And this is currently, so the market's open. So if you just want to sell at the market, you just want to liquidate it, be done with it, then you just click the at market, and then that will automatically trade. The minute you press proceed, that will go through and trade that for you. But let's say that you wanted to sell it at $85. Or no, not say $85. Let's say $89 was the price that you wanted to set. Then you can either set the expiry or just set it good for the day as well. So this is another thing. If they say, I want to hold this open for 2 weeks or whatever it may be, then you just click on this little calendar tab here. Click through to the date that you're happy to go with. So let's say the 14th, and if it gets to $89, then that trade will action, and then you will sell those particular shares or ETF units at that time. And then also it says here, so this is the order value, so this is how much you will be receiving after the brokerage costs as well. So that's the order value coming in at $17.80 minus the brokerage cost of $19.95. Whatever particular fund or brokerage account that you use may be slightly different. Some may be only $10, something along those lines, or $20 like it is here with Westpac. So the total that you will receive if it gets to the $89 price target will be $1,760.05. So then you will just proceed. I'm not going to proceed with this trade, but I'm just giving you guys the rundown there on how to sell. If you've got any questions on anything I've covered off on there, guys, drop it in the comments below. I know this is pretty self-explanatory, especially if you're a pro and you've been doing this for a number of years, but for a lot of people, this could be their first time buying or selling, so it can be a little bit daunting. You don't want to put in the wrong thing. I hope I've explained everything there in enough detail. Like I said, if you've got any questions on anything, drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to help you out. All right, guys, we're going to wrap that one up there. Right guys, I hope that's a bit clearer on how to sell a stock. Like I said, selling a stock is not something that I do a hell of a lot. I generally try and invest for the long term. But if you're buying and selling, you know, on a daily or weekly basis, then this is something you need to learn. But look, it's something that I try not to do at all, really, is sell any positions. And it's something I've never really sort of done any active day trading or swing trading or anything along those sort of lines. It just doesn't sort of fit to my particular investing strategy. I don't invest, you know, to make a short gain sort of thing. And you've also got to think about the tax implications around this, especially in Australia and New Zealand. You know, if you're selling positions within or in Australia, let's say, if you're selling positions within less than a year, you'll be incurred with the full capital gains tax. Well, if you hold it for just one day over that year, then you have a 50% reduction on the capital gains that you will pay. So that's something to bear in mind if you're thinking about buying and selling equities. Just, you know, have you made a big gain, or maybe try and look at holding it for just longer than that year, and then you only have to pay 50% on the capital gains there. So, but I'm not an accountant by any means. That's just something that I've learned along the way. But definitely do your own research around that as well. But like I said, guys, if you've got any questions or anything I covered off on today, drop it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try and help you out. Hope this video was of value for you. Remember, if you did enjoy the video, guys, it'd be much appreciated if you could hit that like button. Helps me out a ton, helps push these videos out. We're almost about to hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is super cool. So thanks heaps to everyone that's subscribed to the channel recently. Much appreciated, guys. With that said, we're going to wrap that one up there today, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, guys.